Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right? Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there we have the Hanged Man. Interesting. That's very intense. I think this is going to be an important message. Yeah, especially with that Seven of Cups. And then we have some really strong fire energy, strong earth energy, major arcana, more earth. And a lot of this is something else. I think this is really good news, to be honest. Let's select our mystery card using the Smith-Waite Tarot. And this is one card we select randomly, and we're going to set it aside. We're going to put, I guess we'll put Alien and Frog on top today. They can hang out over there, get to know each other. We're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading, and hopefully that card will tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. So, we've got fire. We've got fire over here. We've got water. We've got earth, and earth. And we've got, we've got these 4 major arcana cards. This feels pretty significant. Now, right away, what we're missing is the air energy. I think the air is what we're looking for. The absence of the air energy is twofold. One, it's saying that we're not confused about anything, that this is not a message that really needs us to solve any puzzles, solve any riddles. We don't need to think it out. It is what it is. We can take it at face value. Yeah. It's also saying that we need some air energy. We need to listen, right? Because sound travels through the air. Messages come wirelessly through the air. So we need to receive the message. It's a very clear message, but we have to be open to receiving it, okay? I think we've got powerful energy here. I think that we are shifting our alignment. I think there's a big shift going on with you, and I think that it has to do really with this water energy. I think this is our state right now, and I think we have fire and earth on both sides of us to help us power through this water energy and also ground this fire, right? The electricity comes in and shakes us up, and then it can be grounded again, completes the circuit so that we can, over here on the path of the serpent, that we can make this progress. This is really beautiful here. So the first thing I guess we should talk about is the Hanged Man and the Seven of Cups. I think we're kind of in a bit of a rut or a bit of a funk right now. Yeah. We might be singing the blues more than the funk right now. I think that there is a lot going on emotionally. I think that we're kind of hanged man. We're kind of, we're suspended in this life right now, in this water energy. Now, the Seven of Cups could be a lot of things. Could be addiction, could be overindulgence in certain things, substances. Trust me, I know what that's like. All right. It is a problem that can be overcome. All right. It's not easy. Maybe that's why we have a lot of the fire energy here. Maybe it's really going to take kind of a kick in the pants to get us going. Maybe it's going to take a strong act of will. The water energy here could be a lot of different things. Okay, it could be a depression. It could be health or vitality that is kind of waning, right, or has waned. We could feel depleted. We could feel depressed. We could feel that there is just a lot of emotional stuff going on around us in our life, right? With people, with relationships, with, with our careers, our jobs, maybe there's a creative blockage. The water energy could be a lot of things, okay? But what the Hanged Man is telling me is that we've almost resigned ourselves to suffer in there. We've almost just said, this is my life now. Okay? And because of that, we're not making any progress in any direction. We're suspended in this water energy. Kind of makes me think of like a David Blaine kind of illusion or something, or what is that his name? I don't know. I think it is. It kind of feels like that, but we're not that kind of person. We can't exist here for that long. We can't go, 7 days and 7 nights and then a big reveal at the end and, it's televised and all that stuff. We can't exist here. So we need to do something. And really this is a big shift. It's a big realignment of our energies. And it's going to really transform this water. Okay? Whatever this might be. Now, what is doing the transforming? Well, is spirit, is will, is our self, our soul, our spirit, our higher self, God, Goddess, deity. It is our creativity, our willpower, our fire energy. This fire is coming down. Look, there's fire at the top. There's here, here, and here. There's fire coming down. It's manifesting a little bit in this lust or strength card. It's manifesting in this devil card, which is fire of earth. It's manifesting in all of this earth. It's kind of going through the earth and fire, earth, 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 right? It's kind of a gradual crystallization, a grounding and earthing of this creative energy. And this is really going to be a force to be reckoned with, right? I mean, the 2, the 7, and the 5, it's all kind of coming down. It's unavoidable. You can't get out of the way of this. This fire energy is overcoming. All of this water is going to be, well, maybe almost filtered through the earth, right? If you have water that's kind of not safe to drink, right? A little bit toxic. What do? You filter it. There's carbon filters, charcoal filters, all this sort of stuff. I don't know. But that makes it safe again, right? That makes it clean to drink. So I feel like that's what Spirit is doing with this fire energy. Now I'm trying to decide where to go first. Well, let's go to the 2. The 2 of Wands is back here. It doesn't really mean what happened yesterday. I think what this is saying is we need to kick this whole process off. We need to get it started by an act of will. It's almost as if Spirit is saying, look, you can have this energy come in. It may not be fun. It may not be easy. You have to start it. All you have to do is say yes, right? It's like you just have to invite it in, So 2 of Wands. It has to be our choice if we want to do it this way. We have to flip that switch. And I don't know what the switch is for you. What is that trigger going to be for you? Right? Is this going to be some tough love? Is this going to be literally someone coming over to your house and yelling at you? I don't think so. I don't think very many people really respond to that. I think this is us making the decision, and whatever it takes for you to make that decision. It has to be a stand up right now and say it out loud. That we're going to embrace this energy, because I think that this is really good news. This is really a lot of success, a lot of creativity, a lot of grounding of this energy. And it's kind of like it's a filtering, it's a cleansing of this water where it's not going to be stagnating, it's not going to be toxic and unhealthy. It's going to really empower you. It's going to be a source of your love, your creativity. But right now, it's the only water we have is what's right here. This is the well. And if that well's not safe to drink, none of the other stuff here can exist, right? So we need to make this water safe to drink. We need to filter it through the earth and whatever you do with water. I don't know. I'm not a geologist. So we need to allow it in. We need to say yes. We need to get up and do it. This is some Mars and Aries energy right here. This is real. This is the powerful source. As soon as you flip that switch, it's going to be intense. Very powerful energy. And that powerful energy, I think, is going to realign a lot of this water. Now, the Ten of Pentacles down at the bottom, underneath all that water, is what you really want. Ten of Pentacles is the picture of your best life, right? If I asked you right now to draw a picture of what your best life would look like, this is what you would draw, okay? I would actually like to see that. I think that'd be pretty cool. We all drew the image of our best life, you know? Mine would just be a lot of stick figures and my wife and a couple of cats, my daughter. Maybe a little bit of land, a little cabin somewhere, maybe in the forest, I think. That'd be nice. Or just on a boat. Mine would just be a boat. Anyway, this is what you really dream of. This is what you aspire to. This is what we want in our hearts. The kind of life that you want, your best life. You know, is it career focused? Are you a creative person? Is this your best image of a religious life, of a holy life, right? Is this having a big family, having your own business? What does it look like to you? And it could be all of these things. Yeah. The more, the better. There's 10 pentacles here. There's a lot of places for different things, right? There's spiritual aspirations and there's earthly, career, financial aspirations too. You can have both. You don't have to forego a spiritual life to have a successful earthly life. No, we can have all of it. You can be successful in life and successful in spirit. It's all one, right? There's no disconnection, I don't think. So this is one thing that we have to do is figure out what this picture is. You may feel it down here beneath the surface, but maybe we don't know what it is. Maybe you should draw it. Or write it out. Make a list, 10 lines on your paper. Make a list of what your best life looks like. 10 different things. Or more if you've got room on the paper. And I think the first step is to realize what is driving us. What is it that we want? Why? It's the why. It's what is going to motivate us to filter this water, to make this change, to embrace this good news, to invite this new alignment, right? We have to activate it. We have to start. We have to do it. We have to decide. And maybe the first step is, let's figure out exactly what we want. The problem that we've had, I think, is a 7 of Wands up here. Now, this, at the same time that I'm explaining this, let's remember that all of this fire energy is coming down, right? This is the sunshine. This is the spiritual energy that is starting this process. That is, moving the water through the earth to filter it and to manifest these things. Okay, to crystallize it, to really ground this energy. But it's the fire that's initiating it all. At the same time, the 7 of Wands is a subjective, internal kind of energy. This is kind of feeling like the blockage, you know. It's saying, yeah, we want this best life. This is my best life, but there's just too much in the way. It's too hard. This is us not giving up, but feeling like every time we fight, every time we push forward, we get knocked back. But you keep getting up. You're never out of the fight. Even though we may be taking a time out now, we're never out. We keep going. So I think the Seven of Wands here is that resistance that we feel. It's like every time we make a little bit of progress, something happens. This is feeling like we're really pushing against a brick wall. We're not giving up on that. We may have to switch our tactics around. Maybe pushing against a wall maybe that's not the smartest way to get things going, right? Maybe we can try to open ourselves up a little bit to what this fire energy is teaching us, right? Let's use this fire. Let's use this resistance, kind of a martial arts thing. Maybe you have some martial arts training, or maybe you're familiar with martial arts a little bit. Because I'm getting the feeling now that if the resistance is a bigger, stronger foe, right? Infinitely stronger than we are, we can't push against it. We can't just use brute force to get through this. We have to use its own inertia, right? It's the martial arts. You use your opponent's body weight. As they're coming towards you with a fist, you just kind of do a little dance and they go tumbling down and whatever. I can't wait to put my daughter in martial arts. That's so much. I had a couple years of karate when I was a kid, but it's been a long time. So I feel like we have to change our tactics. We have to use the inertia of the universe. We have to use that momentum to kind of roll with it and to get the upper hand and to get a handle on whatever this situation is, whatever this water energy is for us. Don't just try to push directly against it. Maybe we're not stronger than the entire force of it. But if we roll with it, if we can use that momentum to our advantage, think about that. I'm not sure exactly of the details, but I think that's one way for us to allow change, to direct the course of change, but to do so in a yielding way. Not just trying to brute force it, but to be graceful and yielding, be kind of like the water, right? That's already transforming our water energy. Let's go to this devil energy here. The devil energy is in the immediate future. This is what's right before you. This, I think, if the Two of Wands was how we begin, this is how we continue. We use the water energy to our advantage in the sense that we are committing to something and we're climbing that mountain, right? In the sense that we are we're using this fire energy to literally change things in the environment. Okay. Now, this devil energy is an energy that could just as easily commit to, well, staying here. It could be seduced right here into that water energy and chained to this, right? That's kind of a traditional devil card interpretation. But the same strength that it takes to remain here is the same strength that you could be using. See, if we just use the momentum kind of against itself, this is the energy that's going to propel us forward. Commit yourself rather than to this water energy, whatever that toxicity was. Let's commit ourselves to something else, right? Now, I'm going to say something here that I might get some blowback for, but addiction is addiction, right? Everybody is addicted to something, to some degree. So we're addicted to what's here, this water stuff. And now, I'm not saying that this is all about addiction for you, but whatever this water energy is, we are stuck here, right? We are, let's say, for all intents and purposes, we're addicted to this. Well, this is detrimental to our health, to what we want out of life, to our making progress, to our wellness and well-being, to our spiritual health, to whatever, right? It's unhealthy. Let's use our own Seven of Wands. Let's use our own tendency toward addiction to, let's say, get addicted to something positive, right? And I know we're just trading one addiction for the other, but if that's our natural momentum right now, why don't we use that to our advantage and at least attach to something that's healthy for us, that's going to lead us closer to our goal? That is the devil energy. The devil is not an evil card. It doesn't say that you're going to just be chained to the material world and addicted, and it's terrible. This is the power behind the obsessive energy, the addictive energy. And this devil energy doesn't care which way you choose, something good for you, something bad for you. The devil energy doesn't care. It's just focused on that thing, and it's going to keep climbing. Whatever mountain you put in front of it, that's the mountain it's going to climb. So you put some unhealthy substances, well, that it doesn't care. That's where it's going to go. You give it a positive focus, that's where it's going to go. So creativity, journaling, get excited about a sport, get hooked on going to the gym or cooking or whatever it is. I don't know, many different things. All sorts of possibilities. It's a realignment. It is a using this Seven of Wands to our advantage, using the momentum of this goat to transform this water and to, use the opponent's body weight to kind of get the results that we are after. And that brings us over to the path of the serpent now, because if we can do that, if we can turn our addictive personality towards something positive and productive and healthy, then we're over here on the path of the serpent, and we start out with this Knight of Pentacles energy. This is someone who is now, maybe metaphorically sober, right? This is the sober person who can see the future now. Now can actually see the future, can actually see a productive, healthy, creative, happy life in front of them, right? Now I can see that there is land out there that I can develop. There is a future out there for me to manifest. So this is a really good perspective. This is a very sober perspective. And it's one that has now starting to have that vision. It's almost like you can see that Ten of Pentacles out there in the world in front of you and saying, yeah, it's starting to look like something now. I can see it. I can see that it's a real possibility. Yeah. I can see that it's a real possibility. And now we're confronted with the idea of, okay, we've got this addictive personality. We've just removed it from the water. Now we've put it onto some other activity, some kind of a work or, whatever else, whatever we've transferred it to. But now we're confronted with this lust or strength card, because now this is just, this is addiction getting the upper hand. Because we haven't conquered addiction. We've just channeled it over to something more productive, less detrimental. But now we've got to work on controlling that power of addiction and being able to use it for good instead of evil, right? If I can use that kind of a cliche. So rather than addiction having a hold over us, because then it's a very fine line between something healthy, something unhealthy, and pretty soon we'll be right back in that Seven of Cups. So now it's time to start working on that addiction energy itself, right? And I'm sorry if this isn't resonating with, with these exact details. It doesn't have to be addiction. Whatever the Seven of Cups is for you. And I know that the word addiction has a lot of stigma to it. It's kind of one of those taboo words, one of those bad words. I think we need to talk about it. If it's resonating that way with you, let's take ownership of that, right? Let's be empowered by this. Rather than ashamed, it's not a bad word. But if it's resonating differently for you, that's okay too. I'm happy that it is. Whatever the Seven of Cups is for you, could just be an emotion. Could be something that we're attached to emotionally or spiritually, or it could be some kind of a creative blockage. But we all have that kind of what we're calling the addictive tendency, the ability to kind of latch onto something and hyper-focus, to fixate on something. That's the power that we're harnessing now. But now that we get to the Lust or Strength card, we have to be careful that that power doesn't start controlling us and take us into, well, unknown, uncharted territory that could be a Seven of Cups again. So we need to direct this, and I don't know how we do that. Through therapy, through counseling, through meditation and magic, through professional services, through introspection, through spiritual practices, through all of those things. And if we can harness this, then we don't have to be so afraid of the Universe or World card, because this card is in the position of what we don't want. So if, and again, I'm going to use the word addiction. I'm sorry if I'm overdoing it. If the addiction is controlling us, then the outside world looms very large over our heads. It's vast, it's lonely, it's cold. But if we get control over that power in us, because again, it's not a bad word, it's not a bad energy, right? It's a power that we have. It's a capability of the human being to become obsessed and fixated, right? It just, there's a stigma on it because addiction is usually associated with, things that are unhealthy or crime or any of those things, right? But that power itself is not bad. It just depends on how we use it. So, if we then get control over that innate human power, then the universe is not a cold, dark, lonely place, but it is a vast, beautiful mystery for us to explore and experience and manifest. It is out there for us to experience, for us to enjoy, right? For us to travel. Now we've got this cosmic perspective that says, I can go anywhere and do anything. My future can be anything it wants. This Universe or World card really is the same as this best life. This is just representing all the infinite ways that you could draw that picture, right? And maybe that picture is going to change. Maybe when we get to this point, you're going to redraw your Ten of Pentacles. This is the infinite source of the world, of the universe, that you can choose from when you draw your picture. Yeah? So, getting past this point, taking care of this step, now we got this 5. Now, the 5 of Wands is also energy that's coming down, because this is really going to be the struggle for you to do this part here. Getting control over this energy is going to be the real challenge for you, right? We've done the first step. We've redirected it. We've realigned it. Now we've got to really establish control and mastery over it so that we can be in charge of this 5 of Wands. Now, the 5 of Wands is the eternal struggle. This is the struggle. I'm getting ahead of myself. The eternal struggle. The forever fight, right? Because it doesn't mean if we get this energy, taken care of, doesn't mean life's suddenly going to be easy. It doesn't mean that everything is just going to be a breeze. If we think everything is going to be a breeze, the first time we encounter trouble or hardship, it's going to fling us right back into a 7 of Cups. So we've mastered this. We understand this. We're working toward this. We know that we're going to have a bad day at some point. But now that bad day is just something exciting for us to overcome. It's not going to throw us back to a 7 of Cups. This is the important ending for this. This is the really good news, that now you're more equipped to handle these difficulties, the inevitable challenges of your life going forward, especially when you start manifesting your best life. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be bad days. We've got to fight through them. We've got to keep pushing. But now you understand how to use the momentum of these obstacles, right? Using the body weight of your opponent to to get what you want, to get the upper hand. So it's not like we're pushing against the obstacles. Now we have a little bit more strategy. We know how to transform them into opportunities. And this is really nice. Let's look at that mystery card. I'm really excited about our reading today, Pisces. I really am. Thank you, Frog. Thank you, Alien. I don't know what I want this to be. I don't know what it should be, except maybe a 6 of something. I think we need a little bit of rest here, right? So I'm thinking a 6. Oh, it's the World card again. We have, see, in the Thoth deck, it's called the universe, right? Big, vast, empty, cold, no air, kind of scary, right? But in the Waite-Smith or Smith-Waite, it's called the world. In most tarot decks, I guess, it's called the world. So it's kind of, it's making the universe itself, the cold, dark space, become a little bit more alive, right? It becomes a little bit more inviting, a little bit more homey, right? A little bit more familiar. And I think that this is really the realignment. Now the world is not a dark, scary force looming about. It is in a warm, inviting place. It is your best life manifested in all of its infinite varieties. It is now full of life and love and sunshine and beauty. Yeah, there's challenges in here too, but it's not the cold, empty vacuum that it was, or that it felt like, you know. This is the real shift. This is the real realignment, I think, that's going on with you. And this is tremendous. This is really fantastic. This is probably the best reading for Pisces that we've done in a while. And I want to thank you for taking part in this with me. If you want to watch the extended reading, just click up there. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.